About a month or so ago, I did some behind the scenes photography for a Pearl Jam tribute band called Brain of J. I'll throw some of the photos up now. What was really awesome was, when I first started out doing photography, one of my big loves was black and white stuff. You know, I was always really inspired by black and white behind the scenes photos on movies I loved, like, you know, The Terminator, Die Hard, you know, all the old action movies. You'd see behind the scenes photographs and they're always black and white. Now, for me, there's two things. The black and white nature of them strip them of any time. They could be from any time period. So you could look at them, they could look contemporary anytime. Also, the fact that they were black and white gave you almost a blank canvas to stitch onto. You know, because it wasn't the actual film, stripping away the colour sort of meant you could paint your own palette onto it with your own mind. You could use the contrast and see what you sort of envisioned in yourself, and that's what I liked. That's why I took these photos of the band in black and white too. Black and white photography is my thing, you know, but you've got your own love watching this. You've got your own style, you've got your own loves, you've got your own idols and whatnot. That's the beauty of photography. There's no real right way or wrong way. I read an article yesterday actually saying there are no rules to photography. You photograph what you like, what you are inspired by, you took your own eye on it, you use your own rule of thirds. You might not even use a rule of thirds, you use anything in your mind to paint that picture. So you can put it out there and others can be inspired by it too. However, black and white, behind the scenes photos, doesn't matter which. This video is about behind the scenes for you as a person. This is Chris from Street Veins, and we're going to discuss behind the scenes of your own life. I went out last weekend, gone. I was going to go visit a friend playing some music in London. Problem was, I got a bit too drunk, and what happened was my anxiety spiked massively. It still happens from time to time. It just wasn't. When I finally ended up meeting up with them, it didn't really feel right, and you know I got that feeling in there, and I just left. My behind the scenes to build up to the event was not played out properly. But I know what the problem is. Guys, listen. If you've got something coming up, like you're maybe going to a family event, you're going to a party, you're going to a concert or whatever. Maybe you're going out and you're shooting some photography, maybe you're shooting a short film, you're making your own YouTube video. The build up to it is behind the scenes for you. Now, it might be straight black and white for you. It might be, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and this is going to be the outcome. However, it might not always turn out like that. My advice to you when this happens is you need to have a thought in the back of your mind. You need to have an anchor to grip onto that says, okay, look, it didn't go to plan today, but another time it may do. You may be anxious around groups of people. I was last weekend. But I know it's not the end of the world. There will be another time, there'll be another try for me. That's why cameras these days, you can erase the SD card and you can start all over again. It's not the be all or end all, guys. As I always say in every video I've ever done, you're better than you know. You're better than you know. And the next time round, you will see that. I don't really go to London much anymore. Yeah, there's a lot of bad memories for me in London. You know, anxiety, when I used to compare myself to my peers and such a lot. Being frank with yourself is the first way that you can really step up your game, so to speak, by confronting your demons inside of you. Now, I've spoke before in my videos about, you know, getting over your anxieties and whatnot. That's your path to getting out there with one of these and creating yourself your own variety, your own brand, your own style. That also goes for up here as well. You can create images, you can make short films, you can make videos on YouTube, do whatever you want to be creative, but it also goes for you up here as well. Behind the scenes is behind the scenes of movie sets, of, you know, concerts like I did. Shoot these photos. You're catching, you know, actors, directors, band members at their point where they're warmed up and they're not fully in the moment yet because they're getting ready for the concert. Here's some photos of after, when the concert was actually going on. The difference is here I use different stylistic choices to highlight the black and white from behind the scenes to the full colour and full spectrum of these guys in full swing. Same goes for you. When you're building up to whatever you're going to do, be it you're going out, be it you're going to do photography, you really need to sort of paint that palette beforehand, and your behind the scenes is you not at your full strength. But that's okay, because as long as you go into that and you really come out the other side with yourself in your full spectrum of colour, then you'll have done something. It doesn't matter if it didn't go fully to plan. The point is that you don't hate yourself if it sort of doesn't go the way you want it to. Okay? You can always go back to behind the scenes. You can always go back to the drawing board. It's not the be all or end all, guys. It really isn't. You're better than you know. I keep saying this. Hold in your hand the power that you've got to be creative and to better yourself. Let's go and have a good week, guys. Chris from Street Veins out. You're better than you know.